Hey, what's up, guys? Garden here, coming to you guys with a brand new Vanguard topic. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I've been looking forward to this one. So, it was actually quite a happy accident, really, that because last week I noticed that we were coming up to a year's worth of the Vanguard reboot, which is pretty nutty. I think it was the 8th of June last year when the IG and Kai trial decks came out for standard. And yeah, we're almost come full circle, and it's wow, it's been a ride, hasn't it? It's been a hell of a ride, and I kind of wanted to go over like my feelings and my thoughts about the Vanguard reboot as a whole, just in terms of just how I feel about it. And yeah, let's get stuck into this. So, like I said, my overall feelings for the game, I just love this game, man. It's so good. Like I just enjoy Vanguard so much, and this reboot has just made me love this game even more. Like it really does feel like, for standard at least, it feels like the Vanguard of old that I fell in love with when I first discovered Vanguard back in college, and it's kind of like that, but they've taken the simplicity aspect and kind of made it a little bit more interesting with like more variety of skills, more interactions in terms of your cards working with each other. Um, we have the imaginary gift system as well. We have all different power levels with the clans, like with Excel, Force, and Protect. We have different values with our shields. It's a lot more. I feel like it's a lot more. How do you put this? Not developed, but it just feels more whole, like as a card game. It feels like they've taken the simplistic element of Vanguard back in the day, and they've just sort of like tweaked it to be more interesting. And that's something I think is true, because I know that people like to complain that standard is simple, and yeah, it is. I would be lying if I would say it wasn't. It is simple. But if you don't think the old Vanguard from back in the day wasn't simple, I don't know what you're thinking, because the old Vanguard was a lot more simple. So much more simple. I mean, we had grade 1s and grade 2s that were called the 10k grade 1, the 12k attacker for grade 2. Like, and most clans had these. Like, they were like staples for most decks, and it was like, I'm sorry, but you don't think that's simple, it's like, I don't know. But I find the game a lot more interesting in its simplistic form. Um, and I just love it. Like I can't express it enough. I've absolutely loved this past year. It's been amazing, and I just love this opportunity that we've had as Vanguard players to have this reboot occur. And yeah, that kind of brings you on to my next thing, which is we also had the opportunity of the clans being reintroduced. And I have to say, they've done a really good job with the clans feeling different with each other, even though it's only like your main deck. So all the clans kind of feel like they have their own identity in terms of what they do. But it's more got to do with like the mechanic of that deck, like what's the main mechanic of the deck. Like, um, we have something like Mega Colony where they rest your units. But now they just drain your power away. So they're kind of like insectoids, how they're just like sucking away the power and being more bug-like. There's also like Spike Brothers, for example. That's another cool one where it's like they're like tagging out for each other like a football team. Like it still feels like Spike Brothers and how they would kind of be. And the new take that they've had on all the clans in general, I've just been a huge fan of. Like the identities of them just feel so cool and unique to each other. And yeah, I can't really say much more than that. But because of this, it's made me so much more passionate towards the other clans. Like, I'm not just locked to my own clans, which at the minute is Royals, Golds, and Grand Blue. Like, those are my three main decks, but that doesn't stop me from being interested in the other clans. Like, an upcoming deck that hasn't come out yet is Messiah for Link Joker. Now, I am probably the person that hates Link Joker the most. I absolutely despise Link Joker and how that, the whole lock mechanic worked. I despised it. But you know what? The new Link Joker for V Series, I've loved. I love the feel that deleters have with deleting your Vanguard, because it's more balanced, because we're planning on rewriting our Vanguards anyway, so the delete kind of doesn't matter. But if you can get it off and they can't rewrite, they're stuck, and it hurts them a lot. So that's kind of cool. And then the new Link Joker stuff with the Star Hulks, the whole take on reversing your triggers, it's such a cool concept. I love that idea. And yeah, we have Messiah coming out for Link Joker later down the line, and the way that deck looks, it looks really fun. I mean, Messiah are using the lock mechanic, but it seems to be at the minute that you can only lock your stuff, and then you kind of using that way to gain advantage. So you bring something out as a lock card, you can't do anything with it straight away, but then when it unlocks, you've generated advantage, and that's kind of cool. I like that. I don't know more about the clan really, but again, that's something to explore. And yeah, it's the feel of all of the clans now. It feels so much more interesting to me, not just because of the identities they all have, but in terms of I want to know what they do. I want to see, like, I don't know, if I pick like Neo Nectar, for example, I might pick Neo Nectar and be like, oh, okay, so that's what they do. They're gaining power, they're getting bigger and bigger, and it's like they generate tokens. Oh, okay. I might look at like what's it, Narukami with the binding mechanic. They bind the unit, and it's like, that kind of hurts me because it binds Blaster Blade, and I can't recycle him. So yeah, and this is the other thing, is that with all my friends as well having different clans, I'm able to pick up their decks and say, hey, can I just borrow your deck for a game and just see what it's like to play? Like, I remember one time I played my friend Jordan's Gear Chronicle deck because I didn't play it before. It looks fun, and I tried playing it, and yeah, it's pretty cool. I kind of like Gear Chronicle, but it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to invest into that deck, but I wouldn't mind if I could just play it. And I'm all for people playing my decks. People have borrowed my decks plenty of times where they've borrowed like Grand Blue or Golds or Royals. It's completely open. So, and I think that's one of the cool things with our Vanguard community, in my locals at least, is that most of us have different decks and different clans. So everything always feels new and fresh. Even if there's like there's still clans I haven't played before. Like, I haven't played Aquaforce, believe it or not. If my friend Jordan listens to this, I haven't played Aquaforce. I might want to play his Aquaforce deck one day and be like, I understand this a bit more. Like, I now know what to kind of go for. I mean, I kind of know what to go for already, but because I played against his Aquaforces before. But if I played his deck, I might understand it to that next level and better my play. So that's kind of cool there. So the overall simplicity of Standard and how easy the game is to pick up in general has just exploded my passion in terms of like wanting to know everything about the game and wanting to experiment with all these different decks and know more about all these different decks. So that's really cool there. So I kind of want to go into the next thing, which is the two formats of Standard and Premium. So I know this is a thing that I don't know why, but it kind of feel like there's camps with these formats, and I just don't get it. I honestly like both of them for what they are. I mean, yes, I play Standard far more than Premium. I hardly touch Premium at all. I have played Premium before, but barely. I've played like maybe 8 matches, if that, over the course of the year. So it's kind of like, yeah, this isn't for me. But that's cool. I'm fine with that. It doesn't have to be for me. It could be for someone else. There is an audience for Premium, and people do want to play it. So it's up to you. You don't have to like follow someone else and be like, oh, well, they like Premium, so I should like Premium. It's like, no, do what you want to do. Follow the format that you enjoy and that you want to continue with. So for me, it's been Standard. I absolutely love Standard, as you can probably tell from everything I've said in this video. But yeah, absolutely love the formats. I think they suit the players to what they want to do, rather than like, what the best direction is sort of thing. Like, if you want that simplistic play style, play Standard. But if you want the sort of the small little details added on with more complexity to the game, then Premium might be the format for you. So yeah. But one thing I think is important to realize with both formats is try not get sucked up by meta. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Don't get me wrong. If you like competitive play competitively. That's completely fine. I mean, me and all my friends build our decks optimally. We don't like cookie cutter our decks in any way. We try to build them the best we can. But what I'm saying is that just because, like, Standard, for example, Bermuda is a massive thing in Standard right now, where people are like, oh, well, Bermuda's just ruining Standard. It's like, is it though? I mean, yeah, in the competitive scene, it might be, but is that relevant to you in terms of what you do in the game? Like for me, I play Vanguard with my friends and anyone else that shows up at locals wanting to play Vanguard with whatever. We do what we want and we just play what we want and we always have fun. And that's like the charm of Vanguard that I love is that, yeah, sure, Bermuda might be a threat and a massive concern in the competitive scene, but it depends on what's relevant to you. If the competitive scene isn't relevant to you, then you don't need to worry about it because, yeah, sure, something like, Bermuda or like Shadows might be big in the meta right now, but then it's like, how relevant is that information to your gameplay, to your like enjoyment of the game? Because for me, it doesn't affect me really because I might not play those clans at all one week, and it's like that's kind of why I play the game casually because it's like whatever. I do like meta results. I like looking at meta results and seeing like, oh, that's doing well. Oh, okay, I wonder why. Like I do get interested in this stuff, but it doesn't bother me to the extent where it's like this is an issue. I think it could be an issue if I did take the game like more seriously and more like like competitively hardcore, sure, but it's not relevant to me in terms of how I enjoy the game. So it's like it's more of like a curious note where it's like I look at it and be like, oh right, so that's the meta. Oh okay, I wonder why, and then I'll look more into it and be like, I see. So this is why that is. So yeah, it's more like a term of interest rather than like a thing that's really really relevant to me. It's like, oh, I just want to know sort of thing. So that's what I kind of mean by that. I hope that makes sense. So we'll go into the last thing I wanted to talk about, which is it's actually the anime. This is something I don't really talk about a lot, and I wish I kind of did because I love the anime. I really do. Now I will say, and I will say this now, I do like the original anime more. I cannot ignore the fact that the original anime just to me feels a lot more powerful, not just like in terms of like a story conception, but also just in terms of how it's presented. Because the original anime, like I think season one is like 65 episodes long. That's huge. Like 65 episodes was a long time, and we had a lot of time there to get like character development, character stories, arcs where it was a sort of like, ooh, like to be continued sort of thing. But it was all built into this one season, 65 episodes. Now, if we compare that to season one in V series, where we only had 25 episodes, it's a lot less time and a lot less episodes. So the way I see it is that the asteroids, taking over card shops, that was season one. And then the high school arc with like Link Joker, that's season two for the V series. And yeah, for the most part, I've enjoyed them. And, it kind of goes to show like when I watch a new episode, when the episode ends, it's kind of like, oh, I have to wait another week now. And it's like, that's good. That's a good thing because I want to see what happens next. I want to see the next episode. I want to continue with this story. So I'm not saying that the new one's bad at all, but I am saying I do prefer the old one because it holds a lot more character to me in terms of the story, the characters, and how they're developed over time. And if it wasn't for the original anime, I don't know if I'd like Aichi as much. But it's kind of one of the benefits they have with a reboot is that because they have the original source material with like the old characters, they can just reimagine them and tell a different story. And they did. They're going for the manga story instead, which was cool because it was a story that I hadn't seen before or heard of before. So I was interested to see what it does. And yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to the next season because I think that Royal Paladin are going to be getting Gansed a lot to the looks of it, which is really, really cool. I'm looking forward to that to see what it does because as of recording this video, it still hasn't been revealed. And I don't know exactly how long that'll take for that reveal to come out. So, that's kind of everything. So I've talked about the anime in general. Loved the old anime. Still like the current one, but I prefer the old one, but I still like the current one. Yeah, there's both formats. I appreciate both formats with what they're for, what they do. And I just love my passion just falls into standard. That's just how it is. But I appreciate that premium exists for the people that are interested in that format. And yeah, the entire year has just been a massive ride, and it's been really exciting, like to see like card reveals come out, speculation about, oh, this could come back, that could come back, because this reboot like surrounding has never really happened before with a card game for me. So the fact that we can look back at the old cards and be like, that could come back, or this could come back. How could this have, like, what ability could this card have? And it's been a massive ride. And also the Vanguard content creators on YouTube have really helped with this in terms of the immersion of the game and the overall passion of the game that these guys do and have. It's just been a great time. I've absolutely loved the introduction of this reboot, and yeah, I'm really interested to see where they go in the future, because with the whole like imaginary gift system getting like an upgrade, we now have like type 2 of the gift system. Interested to see where that goes, and yeah, just looking forward to more Vanguard, because I love this game. And yeah, I'm interested to see what you guys say. So like I said, it's been a year since the reboot began, and I can't express how much I love this game. So I'll leave it to you. Tell me how much you like the game. What do you like about the reboot? What do you like about the different clans? What do you like about the identities, or just the game feels overall? What do you like about the two different formats? What do you like about the anime? Tell me everything, guys. Whatever you think, drop it in the comment section, and I'd love to hear it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this Vanguard topic. It's it's been one that I've had in my mind for over a week now, so I'm really happy to get to it and start talking about it, because yeah, I've had a lot of fun over the past year, and I would not replace it for anything else. So yeah, that's me, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for listening. And yeah, like always, guys, take care and have a nice day. Guardian, signing out.